Hi guys, what's going on? Banana156 here with another video, and remember to subscribe, like, comment, do all that stuff. Make sure to leave a comment. I do read all comments. And if you dislike the video, leave a dislike. If you like the video, leave a like. And yeah, if you have a disagreement, leave a comment. We can talk about it there. But in this video, this will be the final political test I'll be taking. This is the 9-axis test. But yeah, so I'm gonna go over the test before we take it, and this will be a longer video because I do know this test is a bit longer than the others. So the things are federal versus unitary. Federal tends to favor strong local governments. Unitary tends to prefer stronger national governments. Democratic versus authoritarian. Democratic tends to favor elections. Authoritarian tends to prefer the judgment of the government. Globalist versus isolationist. Globalist tends to favor international orgs. Isolationist tend to prefer avoiding international relations. Militarist versus pacifist. I don't think I need to explain that one very much. Security versus freedom. Security tends to favor government prioritizing safety. Freedom tends to prefer government prioritizing staying out of people's lives. Equality versus market. Equality tends to favor socialism. Markets capitalism. Secular versus religion. Religion stays out of government. Religious government has religious values. Progressive versus traditional. Progressive tends to favor scientific advancements and change. Tradition doesn't. Assimilist and multiculturalist. Assimilist tends to favor immigrants, if any, to conform to the national culture, and multiculturalists tend to prefer having many cultural identities in the nation. So those are the, I guess, different axes and the different things. So yeah, let's get right into it. So this one is 216 questions, so I was right. It is a bit longer than the other ones. So yeah, let's get right into it. And just because it's longer, I'm not gonna try and skimp out and go over things quicker. If it is a question I've already answered before, I might not talk about it as much. But yeah, so this is gonna be a long video, so let's just sit back and get through it. But yeah. The first question is, it is important that we maintain the traditions of the past. Disagree. I don't think so, really. I don't know. I just think progress is often better, and traditions of the past are often very racist or homophobic. I go to a Catholic school, so I'm going to use that as an example. So saying homophobia is bad, or not homophobia is bad, homosexuality is bad and not traditional. That's an example of that, and that's not right and needs to be done away with. So yeah, I disagree with that question. Environmental regulations are essential. Strongly agree. I think it's pretty clear what happens when they're not. Just look at the world now and look at what it will be like, or what's projected to be like in 30 years. Having independent nations with the risk of global conflict creates a large threat to humanity as a whole. I'm gonna disagree. Independent nations are good. Having different nations for different cultures is good, and having independent nations is fine. Preferably in the future there's no nations, but peace is preferable to war whenever possible. I agree with that. Peace is often better, but war is needed sometimes. Like in revolutionary wars, some of those need to happen, especially in nations like Bolivia. It needed that revolution. Or in a lot of third world nations, it needs revolution. But in countries like us, a revolution is impossible. So peace is better. And on a world scale, World War III would be very bad. So yeah, we can't have World War III. I think it will still happen, but war on a global scale is very bad. But revolutionary wars can be good and can help people. Can help the country as a whole. We should respect those who have served in our military. Yeah, we should respect everyone, but they did do a hard job, and they did go into a mindless... yeah, we should respect them. Law should not be based on religion. Strongly agree. Religion is terrible. That's all I have to say on that, really. It's just religion is terrible. Our culture would be better with other cultures mixed in more. Strongly agree. Other cultures are great, and multiculturalism is just awesome. It's just great, and it makes our nation better, and it makes most nations better. If not all nations, it makes all nations better. The more people ask, the better chance there is of reaching the best decision. Strongly Yeah, strongly agree. The more people, the more consensus it will be, even if the consensus. Yeah, I'm gonna change that from strongly agree to agree. Yeah. People should have the right to leave their wealth to their descendants. Yes. 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 Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I'm gonna put neutral. Actually, I'm not sure. Um, Marijuana should be legalized. Strongly agree. It's a victimless crime, and there's no reason it's not legalized. It's better than alcohol. Technology is not beneficial, technology is not always beneficial. I guess that's objectively true, isn't it? Because like the nuke is technology, and the nuke is not beneficial because it means there's a possibility of our race being destroyed immediately. Yeah, so agree. Neutral, actually. My nation is closer to my views than most nations in the world. Well, I guess considering most nations, I was just thinking of first world nations at first, but considering all of them, I would say I'm gonna put neutral. God, I'm gonna come out as a centrist. People should have their power to choose their leaders. Strongly agree. Capitalism is better than any existing alternative. Strongly disagree. Religion must decline for society to progress. Or wait. Yeah, I hit strongly disagree. For capitalism is better than any existing alternative. Religion must decline for society to progress. Strongly agree. Religion only brews hate at this point, and it is a thing that's just needs to go. It just needs to go. And I may be biased very heavily against religion, but that's just my opinion. Police should be regulated more. Strongly agree. Our police system is terribly unregulated. It takes like 20 weeks of training to become a police officer, and it's just our system is terrible currently. We need like at least a 2-year degree or something. We have no right to we have no right to militarily intervene in other nations. Agree. We should stay out of. We should not intervene in most countries. We should just let them do their thing. Especially when they elect left-leaning leaders and then you put them in place of a fascist. That's not a good thing to do. Don't do that. Dwight Eisenhower. Diplomatic options should always be tried before war is even considered. Strongly agree. War is bad. War is bad. Genetic modification is a force for good, even on humans. It does have a lot of potential. I think I've had this question before in one of the tests. I don't remember how I answered, but it does have a lot of potential. It could save a lot of lives, and I feel like it is good in most cases. So agree. Yeah, the government should not regulate the economy at all. Strongly disagree. It needs to a little bit. Preferably in the future there would be no regulate. We wouldn't have a government, but yeah, in a capitalist society, it needs regulations. Traditions are important. Strongly disagree. I think a lot of traditions are just meaningless, and they're not really that important. Personally, that's what I just think. Religion does not belong in government. Strongly agree. Religion is. I think I've already said enough about my opinions on religion. It's trash. There's no need for a national government. I strongly agree to that. Well, there is a need. I'm going to move that to disagree. In our current society, there's a need. Long term, there shouldn't be. Nobody in other countries has our best interests in mind. Disagree to that. People can, I have the best interests of all humanity in mind. Like, I want everyone to be as happy as possible. I'm a utilitarian. I think society's goal should be to make everyone as happy as possible, and that doesn't just mean Americans. That means everyone across the world. Like, I really don't. I just care about people at the end of the day, and I feel like there's more people like me who do that. So yeah. Any deals other countries want must be bad for us. Strongly disagree. There can be mutual agreements that benefit both sides. Like that happens all the time. It is very important to maintain law and order. Not in the way that they're asking. You know what? Disagree. No. Because that requires a lot of authoritarianism and can often restrict freedoms, and freedom is the most important thing. The government should monitor all citizens to combat terrorism. Strongly disagree. No, it shouldn't. You have a right to your privacy. The internet should be banned. Strongly disagree. It's a great tool for meeting people and for sharing ideas and learning new things, so no. Democracy is more than a decision-making process. Strongly agree. It's a right, and it is the proper way of government, in my opinion. Local governments give each region good representation of their views. If it's democratic, then yes, agree. Okay, I guess I'm just bad at tapping. Religion should be banned. No, strongly disagree. Religion should not be banned. You should be able to do whatever you want. I just don't like it. Immigrants can never really adapt to our way of life. Strongly disagree. I know plenty of first-generation immigrants that do great here, and you would never know that they were immigrants, so that's just wrong. Democracy is the worst form of government, except for all the others we've tried. Strongly disagree. Democracy is great. Democracy is awesome, and we should keep going with democracy. Democracy is great, and I really love it. I know I basically didn't say anything there. That's religion usually provides the truth. Strongly disagree. No, it doesn't. It's all lies to perpetrate their agenda and further their institution and give them more power. That's all it is. The United Nations needs more power. I agree to that. I wish it had more power, because places like the US and Israel commit war crimes on the daily and have no consequences. None at all. We must go back to a basic way of life without modern conveniences. Strongly disagree. Modernism is no. Modern conveniences make life so much more efficient and raise the quality of life significantly for everyone, so just no. A nation usually needs a military in order to survive. Historically, yes. So I guess I have to agree, because that's a factual statement. It is necessary for the government to intervene in the economy to protect consumers. Agree. In a capitalist society, yes, and we live in a capitalist society, so yes, it is necessary. The national government can't understand what the people need. I'm going to disagree to that. It can. If it's a truly democratic government and has good representation from everyone, then yes, I believe that it can. Victimless crimes such as drug use should not be crimes at all. Strongly agree. It says it right there in the question there, victimless crimes, and is your body your choice, do what you want. The government has no business looking into most people's personal lives. Strongly agree. Privacy is your right, and you deserve to have it. A country must be sure to take all measures to enforce its laws. No, strongly disagree. That means incredible authoritarianism and police brutality. So no, of course not. I support single-payer universal healthcare. Strongly agree. Healthcare is a right, in my opinion, and we just need healthcare. So yeah, and our healthcare system currently is atrocious. It is more important to retain peaceful relations than to further our strength. Strongly agree. Peaceful relations are great, and it would be good if no conflicts between nations happened, really. But that's almost impossible currently. Like World War III, I do believe is going to happen in the coming century. Lasting peace leads to prosperity. That's an agree. That's just a factual statement. That's a factual statement. Since World War II, we've had like an incredibly long period of peace, and everywhere in the world has seen great growth and great prosperity. So that's just a factual statement. There is no need for local or state governments. Disagree. There's a need for them. There's a need for them, yeah. I was just thinking there for a sec. But yeah. So technology is negatively affecting modern society. I would say technology is both positively affecting modern society and negatively affecting modern society. But I think the positives outweigh the negatives. So I'm going to put disagree, because the positives are so great that it's just great. So we should be taking in more refugees. Strongly agree. We just need to, and our border is just trash. Democracy makes it too easy for the majority to further itself at the expense of minorities. Disagree. Democracy is great because everyone has an equal, everyone votes on everything in a truly democratic society, and every person gets one vote. And if they vote on every issue, there will be differences. And yeah, no cultures are superior to others. Strongly agree. I don't think I need to explain that one very much. A nation must obey its leadership without question. Strongly disagree. You have to always question your leadership, always. The national government needs more power. Strongly disagree. Just disagree. Just disagree. I don't want it. I don't want any more authoritarianism. Screw authoritarianism. A government must maintain a strong military to defend itself. Disagree. No, like you don't need that big. You don't need that big of a military. Let's be honest here. The benefits of open borders would outweigh the costs. Strongly agree. Having fluid immigration and stuff like that would just be great and give people an opportunity. It would just be great for everyone. The national government protects minorities better than some local governments do. Yes, that's just a factual statement with voter suppression laws and stuff like that. There are many issues that it does not make sense to address at a local level. I agree to that, like healthcare is one of them. But yeah, there's tons of stuff like that, like healthcare. Environmental regulations, stuff like that. Diplomacy only hurts nations. Strongly disagree. Diplomacy is great. And yeah, countries fall apart with constant war. I think that's just a factual statement. Agree. Abortion should be legal in all cases. Strongly agree. People should vote issue by issue themselves. Strongly agree. Democracy is great. Absolute freedom makes a society dangerous. Disagree. No, it doesn't. It just gives people the true ability to be themselves and pursue their passions. It's just the way it should be. War usually leads to worse outcomes. Now, I'm gonna put neutral because I need to think about that one a bit more. To chase progress at all costs is dangerous. Disagree, because progress is great, and this is often getting at revolution a bit too, and revolution can often make the country significantly better and make it. So yeah, strongly disagree. It is important to maintain our national sovereignty. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, God, I have to think about this one a little bit. It's pretty late at night. So yeah, neutral or unsure. Yeah, I need to think about that one a little bit. Local governments address issues that the national government would never touch without them. Agree. There are lots of communal issues in the community that the national government would never touch that the local governments need to. Like if there's some very specific problem in a community, the local government can handle it. But if there was no local government, I doubt the national government would even care. The government should have access to the emails of suspected terrorists. Strongly disagree, because they're only suspected, they're not actual terrorists. And you deserve your right to privacy. I've said that like a million times during this test. Nations should not maintain a military. Agree. Militaries are bad, I think. And we need to drastically defund ours, and yeah. Human-caused climate change is currently one of the greatest threats to our way of life. Strongly agree, that's just a factual statement. I don't think I need to explain it much. I have quite a few videos on climate change. It is important the government follows the majority opinion, even if it's wrong. That's what democracy is, so agree. A hierarchical state is best. Strongly disagree. The best state is a truly egalitarian, the best state is a true egalitarian state, where everyone is truly equal, and it's just nice and happy land. Military action by our nation is often necessary to protect it, By by America, which is the nation or by the U.S., which is the nation I live in, strongly disagree. All of our military action has been because of imperialism, and we're scared of socialism. Laws vary from area to area and culture to culture within a country. Or laws should vary from area to area and culture to culture within a country. Should they? Because one culture could be very wrong. Like one culture could be like pedophilia is good. So I'm gonna say disagree. Because some things should just objectively be laws. Like pedophilia is bad, and that should be a law everywhere. Alliances can pose a threat to a nation's sovereignty. Strongly disagree. No, they don't really. It's just two countries being bros. Or not even being bros, just being like, hey, we'll trade with you, and we're boys in war. Like, that's it. My nation should stay out of international affairs. Strongly agree. We have done way too much in international affairs, and it has been terrible for a lot of the nations we involve in. Or, like, regions like the Middle East. They're in a real bad place because of us. Automation overall is extremely good for society. Strongly agree. In an ideal society, I think everything is automated, and we can just do whatever we want. I think that's ideal. That would be perfect. International trade is generally beneficial. Strongly agree. Because, like, if one country doesn't have a certain resource, they can just trade with another one, and it betters the country, and it fosters good relationships between countries, and it's just a good time. If you have nothing to hide, then you shouldn't care about the government having access to your communications. Strongly disagree. Privacy is your right. Theocracy is a good system of government. Strongly disagree. I've expressed how I feel about religion, and that as the whole government, I would despise it. There should be no police force. In an ideal world, yes. In an ideal world, yes. It's a good idea to test a policy in one state rather than implement it nationwide right away. I think that's a generally good idea for like experimental policies. Like, yeah, I think that's an aight idea. That's aight. It is important that we further my group's goals above all others. Disagree. No, it needs to be democracy. Most bad things happening in the world are caused by us turning away from religion. Strongly disagree. No, just no. Basic things needed to live, such as healthcare, are rights. Strongly agree. I don't think I need to explain my position very much on that. Those who do not work should die. Strongly disagree. You have your life, and that's yours, and they can't take that away from you, or they shouldn't be able to take that away from you. Illegal immigration does not provide a benefit to the hosting country. Strongly disagree. Illegal immigrants produce more money per capita. They produce more GDP per capita. And they're hard workers, and they're great, and they need to be, and they want to be here because our country is better than whatever country they came from. So yeah, it's great for the country and for the people. Whistleblowers should be strongly protected. Strongly agree. Whistleblowers are great in a country, and they need to be like in the nation, because we can't have the government just doing whatever it wants behind closed doors and no one knowing. Nobody but me can adequately represent my views. Agree. I'm me. I hold my positions. I hold my axioms, and no one can really explain how I think. Government surveillance is necessary in the modern world. Disagree. No, it doesn't have to be. No. Alliances are important for protecting a nation. Agree. The more nations you have, like if you have a huge alliance, who's gonna fight you? You have like 20 countries on your side. Military spending is a waste of money. Strongly agree. God, I hate military. I just hate the military spending. It's it's nearly $1 trillion for basically nothing. It's just dumb. We are first and foremost citizens of Earth. Strongly agree. We need to protect Earth with everything that we have, and Earth is just great. Those who disagree with the government should be removed from the country. Strongly disagree. Just no, I'm not a fan of authoritarianism. Traditional medicines are often more effective than modern medicines. Strongly disagree. Medicine has only gotten better with time. Elders in society know the best path forward. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Boomers are dumb. Boomers are dumb, and yeah, just no. Public opinion swings too much with emotional events to be useful for policy making. Disagree. Disagree. I don't think so. I just don't think so. A country cannot function without a national government. Disagree. Preferably there would be no country. Public utilities like roads and electricity should be publicly owned. Strongly agree. Those things being privatized would be terrible for everyone involved, except the people who own it. Immigrants are a net positive. Strongly agree. I talked about that in the illegal immigrants question. Local governments should have more power than they currently do. I would say agree. I don't have any follow-up to that question. I just think it's agree. There is no higher power. It's impossible to prove anything in the metaphysical. So, I'm going to say agree. I'm not going to say strongly because it's impossible to prove anything. Maintaining family values is essential. Strongly disagree. Family values like not having same-sex marriage, transphobia, racism, no, not a fan. Excessive government intervention is a threat to the economy. Excessive could be, yes, but I'm going to put a light disagree, a very light disagree. Religion is beneficial for society. In its current state, disagree. In its current state, all it does is brew hate. Every religion must be looked upon equally by the government. Strongly agree. They're all religions and they should all be allowed to do whatever they want. It's a free country. Or it should be. Or it's not a free country currently, but it should be. The stronger the leadership, the better. Disagree. No. The stronger the leadership, the more authoritarian the country. Or more imperialistic the country. Only extremely talented immigrants, if that, should be permanent to enter the country. Strongly disagree. Everyone should be able to. Each person should have one vote, each equal to each other. Strongly agree. Love democracy. Big fan. Just big fan of it. And we're officially halfway through the test. Let's go, baby. Not that I want to get done with this quick. I just wanted to mention that. Representatives rarely represent the nation well. Agree to that. Currently they're all bought and paid for by big companies. And yeah. Society was better many years ago than it is now. That's objectively not true, so strongly disagree. Most drugs should be legalized. Strongly agree. Drugs are a victimless crime, and you should be able to do whatever you want. Your body, your choice. Immigrants should be expected to learn the language of the country. Disagree. They can do whatever they want. I really don't care. We should not allow any refugees. Strongly disagree. We should allow all refugees. Faith is complete nonsense. It's not complete nonsense. It's for people who are scared and want the world and need the world to be explained to them, and they're just scared. So no, it's not complete nonsense, and it gives a lot of people hope, and it motivates a lot of people, and it can be great for people. So I'm gonna put disagree on, I'm gonna put disagree on that. Yeah. So laws should be completely consistent within all regions of a nation. I agree to that. I like the laws being the same, so there's no confusion at all. And if the whole country comes up with laws that are fair through democracy, then most of the time it'll be great. A constant state of war benefits a country. Strongly disagree. I think that's just a fact. Constant state of war just redirects the resources of the country where it instead, it's not good for the country. I can't think of what I'm trying to say. States cannot function without a strong national government. Disagree. Sure they could. I think they could, at least. I don't know much about about states and stuff and state governments, so I don't know enough about that. So if any of my positions are wrong, I'm not claiming to know everything about that. And so yeah, if you want to correct me, leave a comment below. That would be great. If we accept migrants at all, it is important that they assimilate into our culture. Strongly disagree. More cultures are better. And it's just great that I can go down the street, have tacos, and then go have spaghetti, and then have some sweet and sour chicken or something. That's fucking awesome. State and local laws should have precedent over national laws. No, I don't think so. Disagree. Traditions are of no value on their own. Strongly disagree. No, not strongly disagree. Strongly agree. Yeah. I'm kind of tired, I think. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm just tired, I think. That's why I'm misreading and stuff. Genetic modification should be used rarely, if ever. If it's beneficial, it should be used all the time. Like, imagine if we could regrow arms and stuff. That would be awesome. My religious values should be spread as much as possible. Strongly disagree. People should be allowed to think whatever they want. There must be a separation between church and state. Strongly agree. I've said it a million times in this video. I hate religion. I hate it so much. War is never justified. Disagree. If the Nazis, Nazis, that's my argument. Countries that do not serve our interests should be toppled. Strongly disagree. They have a right to exist and they should not be toppled just because they're against our interests. Dwight Eisenhower. I know everyone knows what you did in Latin America. Or not everyone. Everyone should, though. In order for humanity to survive, we must get past having separate nations. Personally, there should be no nations, so I guess agree. The very existence of our state is a threat to our liberty. Strongly agree. Anarchism all the way, baby. Let's go. A united world government would be beneficial to mankind. If it's a good government, it would. If it's a bad government, it wouldn't be. I'm gonna put neutral. I don't know. Sex outside of marriage is immoral. Strongly disagree. It's just that's just what I think. The United Nations should have a military to enforce its resolutions. Disagree. No, it shouldn't. Religious clothing should be banned from public. Strongly disagree. Wear whatever you want. I don't care. And no one should care. You're your own person. Do whatever you want. No authority should be left unquestioned. Strongly agree. Question all authorities. All of them need to be questioned constantly to ensure that they're upholding the values of the people. Elections are a waste of resources. Strongly disagree. Elections are the greatest thing ever. The poor choose to be poor. Strongly disagree. I've gone over this in videos and videos. Watch my systemic racism video. That covers it a bit. A better world will come from automation, science, and technology. Strongly agree. Automation could be incredible for our race and allow us to focus more on ourselves and focus more on advancing and exploration and getting into interstellar space. That would be awesome. And it allows us to focus more on different things rather than doing busy work. Even when protesting an authoritarian government, violence is not acceptable. Disagree. Revolutions are sometimes necessary, and revolutions can be good. The sacrifice of some civil liberties is necessary to protect us from acts of terrorism. Strongly disagree. I think they already asked that question. Am I right? Leave a comment if they already asked that question. I swear I remembered answering that question. But I did take 3 other tests, so maybe it was one of those. I don't know. Only those who served in the military should be able to gain power in the government. Strongly disagree. Anyone should be able to run for any office that they want. Popular opinion is not always right. Agree to that. Popular opinion is not always right. That doesn't mean it shouldn't. That doesn't. Yeah, I think that's just a fact. I believe there is something after death. I don't. Disagree. The government should not fund any religious organizations in any way. Strongly agree. All religious organizations should be on equal footing, and none should be prioritized by government. We should be more accepting to other cultures. Strongly agree. Other cultures are great, and we need to be accepting of everyone. The United Nations should be abolished. Disagree. They're useful, and they serve their role as kind of policing the world, but not doing a great job at it. But the concept of the United Nations is great, and it should be a thing still. People should have equal opportunity to succeed. Strongly agree. That's why I'm a socialist and an anarcho-syndicalist in the long term. International aid is a waste of money. Strongly disagree. It's really good to do for a country that's really not doing well, or that could be struggling right now. That's a good country. It's just something happened. So yeah, no. We should put effort into getting a person on Mars in the near future. I agree to that. Going to Mars would be sick, but it shouldn't take precedent over like climate change or anything like that, or things like healthcare, or achieving a socialist utopia. But yeah, put effort into it. It'll be cool. But it should be funded by NASA, of course, or should be done by NASA. People must be allowed to follow a religion. People must be allowed. Like, they can do it. Yeah, agree. You should be able to do whatever you want. I think that's what that question means. If it doesn't, leave a comment below. The wealthy have far more than they need. Strongly agree. How much money does Jeff Bezos have now? Like 180 billion, 200 billion, something crazy like that. He doesn't need any of that, honestly. He needs like 1 million, that's it. Governments should be as concerned about foreign citizens as they are about those within their borders. Agree. People are people. Equality of outcome is important. Well, no. The playing field just needs to be as equal as possible for everyone to succeed. I don't what you do with it is up to you. That's up to you. It's just that the baseline needs to be the same. So, disagree. In the modern era, militaries aren't really necessary. Neutral. I need some time to think about that one a little bit. I support religious unions, or not religious, I support regional unions, such as the European Union. I strongly agree. I like the European Union, and it's good, I think. Catering to popular opinion is detrimental to a nation. Disagree. I'm sorry that I'm yawning, it's just kind of late right now, and I got up early today, but yeah, I'm sorry that I'm yawning. Children should be educated in religious values. Strongly disagree. I've said it 1,000,000 times, religion sucks. Communism, if implemented correctly, would be a good form of economics. Strongly agree. I'm an anarcho-syndicalist, and that is very similar to anarcho-communism, and that's the only true form of communism. So yeah, I'm a fan of communism. I'm a fan of it. Only those who serve in the military should be allowed to have influence on who is in power. This is like the same question as like one of the others from this test. I remember it was only those who serve in the military should be allowed to have power in the government or something like that. So it's essentially the same question, and I still strongly disagree to it. Oppression by corporations is more of a concern than oppression by governments. Disagree. In our current world, it's a disagree. In the future, it may not be, though. In general, immigrants are bad for the country. Strongly disagree. That's a factually incorrect statement. All societies are a blend of cultures. I think that's true, yeah, agree. There should not be international law. Strongly disagree. International law is great. I believe in a higher power. This is an exact same question. My theory is right. They had the same questions like twice here. I believe in a higher power. Disagree. No, I don't. Foreigners should never enter the country. Strongly disagree. Of course not. People should be allowed to do whatever they want. Strong states weaken a nation. Disagree. If the states are strong, isn't the nation strong? Maybe I'm missing something, I don't know. I don't think so, though. National cultures are important to protect. Strongly disagree. I'm not a Nazi. A nation's culture is important to protect. Strongly disagree. Did I just... No, it was just two questions that were very similar. People's freedom should have no limits. Strongly agree. We achieve equality through freedom, in the words of Karl Marx, even though those aren't the exact words. A military option should always be considered. Disagree. It doesn't need to always be considered. Like a military option when one country's trade shipment was a day late. Like instead of just sending them an email. like being like, oh, we gotta nuke them or something. That's an option. The government should support and only recognize one religion. Strongly disagree. It needs to not prioritize any religions. That's ideal. The general populace makes poor decisions. Disagree. The general populace in America, at least, is becoming more progressive and is becoming better at making the right decisions more and more often. Sorry about yawning, guys. It's just late. When people have already suffered for technology to be developed, we should use that technology. So when people have already suffered for so I understand the question now. So like the technology developed by the Nazis by doing inhumane experiments. I mean the technology was ill-gotten, yes. But if the technology can be used for good, it should be used. So yeah, agree. From each according to his ability to each according his need. Strongly agree. I'm a big fan of Carl. Direct democracy is the best form of government. Strongly agree. I've talked about democracy a lot in this video, and I love it, so yeah. Leaders must be strong or a nation will suffer. Strongly disagree. No, they don't. Testing products on animals is ethical. Disagree. Animals shouldn't be tested like the monkey smoking cigarettes and stuff. No, that should not happen. Government-owned industry is usually a bad idea. Agree to that. Government-owned industry is usually bad, like in the Soviet Union or places like that. It's normally bad. A group of states without a strong national government is merely an alliance, not a nation. Disagree. They can be a nation if they want to. They're whatever they want to be. Only our national language should be spoken in our country. Strongly disagree. We need to speak as many languages as possible. Police need more power and protection. Strongly disagree. Fuck the police. ACAB. I am proud to be in my country. I am proud to be an American. Right now, when I'm recording this video, currently the Summer Olympics are going on. And this is like the only 2 weeks in 4 years where I support America blindly. So I'm feeling extra patriotic right now. But yeah. People should be given freedom whenever it causes little security risk. Strongly agree. People should be given freedom regardless. Religious organizations often provide better assistance to the poor than the government does. Strongly disagree. Look at what Mother Teresa did. She didn't want to eliminate poverty. She wanted to make more Catholics. Tell me that's better than a government agency doing it. There should be compulsory military service. Strongly disagree. People should be allowed to do whatever they want. The government must be by the people, for the people. Strongly agree. Democracy is great. Nations fighting among each other gets in the way of progress. I agree to that. I agree to that, yeah. I'm gonna put neutral, actually. Subdivisions of nations should have their own military. Disagree. I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure disagree. People born to wealthy families have unfair success even when they aren't skilled and don't work hard. Agree to that. They have such a better starting point than everyone else. That just gives them guaranteed success regardless. All humans share a common identity. Strongly agree. We're all humans. We're all people on this planet, and yeah, we're just all people. Local governments can understand their citizens better than the national government can. I agree to that. Local governments can be very good if they're democratic. Like the local government here where I live is actually pretty good. It's not bad. Like, you know, I have my criticisms of it. By the most part, it's good, and the only problem with it is it's underfunded, and I don't think that's their fault. People should have to work for anything they get. Disagree. You have certain things that are rights that you shouldn't have to work for. People should hold more loyalty to their local state than their country. I'm gonna put neutral on that. I don't know. I support gay marriage. Strongly agree. Yes, Queen. Countries that violate human rights should be toppled. They should not be taught. I don't like imperialism and I don't like toppling governments, but I wouldn't mind China being replaced with the Republic of China because of the Uyghur genocide. I wouldn't mind that. I'm gonna put neutral. I need to think about it more. If AI could rule more effectively than humans, then AI should rule. Strongly disagree. I don't trust AI. I think AI could be very bad. Tradition just hinders the progress of technology. Strongly agree. Fuck tradition. Nations should cooperate whenever it benefits them both. Agree. I feel like I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory, that one. People should think of themselves as citizens of their nation rather than their state. I don't know. I just don't know. A national government must be strong to adequately protect all its citizens. Disagree. Preferably there is no national government. Preferably there is no government. It is better to maintain a balanced budget than to ensure welfare for all citizens. Strongly disagree. War is needed to make an economy thrive. Strongly disagree. I feel like a lot of these are self-explanatory, so I'm not going to explain much. State laws should have precedent over national laws. Disagree, because some state laws can be really bad if it's a conservative area. We're on to question 200. I enjoy some foreign cultures. Strongly agree. I love foreign cultures. Like, I really love Japanese culture. I'm kind of a weeb. I haven't really talked about anime much, but I do watch it. I love European culture. I love Italian culture. I love French culture. They're just cool cultures, and I enjoy them. Elections are an effective way of showing government approval. Strongly agree. I feel like that is a good way of showing government approval. When they elect someone like Donald J. Trump, it shows that they're very dissatisfied with the government and very not happy with it. Society could not function without leaders and followers. Strongly disagree. Yes, it could. Illegal immigrants should be deported in most or all cases. Strongly disagree. They provide more to their country than the average white American. Subdivision should not be able to exempt from national laws. I don't know. Neutral. Or no. Disagree. They should be able to. If it's a really bad law, they should be able to. The government should not break up monopolies. Strongly disagree. Monopolies are terrible, and they restrict the freedom of so many people. Some freedom must be given up in order to keep people safe. Strongly disagree. I want my freedom, and I want it now. Technological progress is usually good. Agree. Normally it's pretty good. Taxes should be increased on the rich to provide for the poor. Strongly agree. I don't think I need to explain that one that much. I'm sure I've talked about it in a previous video, so go watch that video if I've talked about it. The freer the market, the freer the people. Strongly disagree. The freer the market just means there's going to be more monopolies and more oligopolies and restricting the consumer even more. Anybody who wants to enter the country should be able to. Strongly agree. People should be able to do whatever they want. Government should be accountable to the international community. Agree. They should be. Border protection is important. Strongly disagree. I've already answered a question similar to that, and I'm an anarchist, so fuck borders. Everybody should speak at least 2 languages. Ideally, yes, that would be very good. Economies without any capitalism will collapse. Strongly disagree. I just don't think so. People should not have protections that could hinder discovering their criminal activity. So wait, people should not have protections that could... Strongly disagree. They should have protections. Yeah. Right? If I'm reading that question wrong, please leave a comment, because I don't know, my brain's kind of not working right now. Religion should be removed from everything in our government. Strongly agree. I've went over it a ton in this. Oh, that was the last question. I've went over it a ton. But yeah, screw religion. So, let's see the results. Okay. So, federal versus unitary. I'm 56% federal, 44 unitary. around neutral, so I'm a dirty centrist. On democratic versus authoritarian, I'm extreme democratic. I'm 82 democratic, 18 authoritarian. On globalist versus isolationist, I'm a globalist. I'm 70-30 for globalism. And for militarism versus pacifism, I'm a pacifist. I'm 73% pacifism, 27% militarism. And I'm fanatic freedom, so I'm 94% freedom, 6% security. On the equality versus markets, I'm extreme equality. I'm 83% equality, 17% markets. And on secular, I'm extreme secular, 82% secular, 18% religious. And I am extremely progressive. I'm at 82% progressive and 18% tradition. And I'm a fanatic multiculturalist at 94% multiculturalist and 6% assimilist. That's pretty much what I was expecting from what I got with that. I'm a revolutionary socialist. I'm a revolutionary socialist anarchist. Yeah, that likes pacifism and is democratic. That's what I get from that, at least. But yeah, so if you want to see the results, you can see them on my Twitter. They'll be there. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. This was a really long video, actually. I don't think I've ever made a video this long. But yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And yeah, or as is my close match is libertarian socialism. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Remember to subscribe, like, comment, all that stuff. Make sure to leave a comment. I do read all comments. And leave a like if you liked the video. Leave a dislike if you disliked it. And leave a comment.